Let's talk about creating a to-do application. And to start with, we are going to take a look at the application that you can find at todomvc.com to understand the behavior of the application. So as soon as you open the website, you'll find an input box where you can type your to-do list, something like learn DOM. And when you press enter, what it does, it will add that text as a to-do list here. Similarly, we can go ahead and say something like play basketball. And when we press enter, we'll see that to-do list gets added here. So this is the first feature that we need to add, that is adding a to-do list. Now each of these to-do lists have different behavior that we can perform. Something like when you click on this circle, you can complete this. It means that this to-do is completed. Similarly, when you click on it again, it is uncompleted. So you can do that with each of these to-do lists. Similarly, there is a cross button that comes along with every to-do list. So clicking on the cross button will delete that to-do list from the list. So it means that you've already completed the to-do list. So now we will go ahead, try to understand how we can approach making this application. So here we can see the to-do list. This is how it looks. Each to-do list has multiple information, something like the name of the to-do list and the data whether it is complete or not. So here in play basketball, we can see the text is play basketball, but this to-do list is completed. And the reason we know that is because it has a tick mark. Similarly, learn React is not completed. So here we need to store two information. Name of the to-do list, that is going to be something like learn React, and it will also have another information that is done, which means that whether that to-do list is completed or not. And here in case of learn React, it's not completed, so I'll go ahead and say false. So these are two information that we need to store for each to-do list. And for these three, we can go ahead and say name can be learn React and is done is false. Name can be play basketball and is done is going to be true. And to store this kind of a data in JavaScript, the only way to do that is to store it in an object, because object contains key value pair and we have a key value collection here. Now what if we want to store all of this data somewhere in JavaScript? The only way to store that is in an array, because array contains a similar kind of structure. So here we can see the structure that we need is an object that has two properties, name and is done. Name is the name of the to-do list, is done is the property that holds whether that to-do list is done or not. So this is how we are going to store the data. So we'll need an array, and every time we are adding a to-do list, we'll create an object like this and we'll put it into the array. So now let's go ahead and look at the operation properly. So we are starting our application. The first thing that is happening is adding a to-do list. And as soon as you say add a to-do list, you need a information like learn DOM, the text, the name of the to-do list, and we'll create an object like this and push it into an array. And as soon as we push it into an array, in our UI, we can see the to-do list is added here. Similarly, if we go ahead and add a new to-do list, that is learn React, we can see as soon as we updated the data here, the data is updating here. So for creating this UI, the most important thing we need is this data. Once we have this data, we can create this UI. Similarly, what if we go ahead and add a new to-do list? So the first thing we need to do is to add the information of the to-do list into our array and display it in our UI. And in our UI, we can see we have added a new to-do list that is called play basketball. So that was the first operation. We'll go ahead and look at the next operation, that is delete. What happens when you delete something? So here it says delete to do, but which to do you want to delete? So here we are passing something like delete index of 0. What it means is, like earlier in our previous example, we can see we had three to-do lists: learn DOM, learn React and play basketball. But right now we have learn React and play basketball, because the index 0, that was learn DOM got deleted. Similarly, now the index 0 has become learn React, and we are saying delete to do index 0. So in that case, what happened? Learn React got deleted and our UI looks like this now, which has only one to-do list, that is play basketball. So now we just have one to-do list. What if we go ahead and add another to-do list, and the name of the to-do list is play cricket? As soon as we do that, the data will be stored in our array and we can display it here. Now we have two to-do lists, play basketball and play cricket. Let's move on to the last operation, that is toggle to do. Toggle means marking your to-do as complete or incomplete. So here we can see we have two to-do lists, play basketball and play cricket. As soon as you click on this checkbox, we can see what we are doing earlier is done was false. So as soon as you click on tick mark, we change that value from false to true. Similarly, we can go ahead and do toggle to do with index of 0. So index of 0 is play basketball, and by default the value was false. As soon as you click on the checkbox, the value will become true now. So right now the value of play basketball and play cricket is true. So we'll go ahead and try to use this data structure that we created here to create this application. So here in our HTML, this is how our app looks right now. It's not functional. If you click on it, nothing happens. So we'll go ahead and try to complete our application. So from there, what we got to know is like we need our data where we can. So we need a place where we can store all of our to-do list, and that is going to be an array. So all to-dos is an array, and we need to store an object for each of the to-do list. So what we are doing here is we have selected the input text, that is this input box, and the root element. The root element is UL, that we can see it here. This UL is the root element. Let's go ahead and add an event listener on input text. That is input text.add event listener of key up. When that happens, call this function handle input. So this function will be called, will get access to event object, and now what we need to do is to create this structure that we decided an object with text and is done property. So we'll say let to do is equal to an object which will have a property name that will come from somewhere, and is done will be false in the start, because if the to do is completed, why would somebody add it? This text comes from this input text element, and to access that we can also go ahead and say event, and the event will happen on this element. So event.target will be the input element. Every input element has a property called value. So in that way we will be able to access the value, create this object, and we need to push it inside this array. So we'll say all to do's dot push. I want to push the to do that we created earlier. So this is what our handle input is going to do, and let's see if it is working or not. The behavior we want from here right now is as soon as we press enter, this should be able to add it. Right now what is happening on every key up, this whole thing is happening. So we can just go ahead and say all to do's, and we can see there are so many to do lists, and the reason for that is because we are doing it on key up. But what we need to do is to do this only when somebody press enter, and to handle the enter we can go ahead and say event that key code is equal to 13. Every key character has a code. Let's go ahead and console log it. So we'll say console.log event.keycode, and when we refresh it, here we can see if we are typing, we are seeing the key code for different things. Let's press enter, and we can see the value is 13. So that's what we are checking it for. As soon as the key code is 13, I want you to add this to-do list into our array so we can use it to display it. So now let's refresh this app and go ahead and add something like learning and press enter. As soon as we press enter, we'll go ahead and look at the variable all to-dos and we'll see we have array. That array contains an object with name and is done property. The name is the property coming from here and is done is what will control the input of checkbox. So we have started adding to-do lists. Let's go ahead and add another one saying something like learn node and press enter and look at all to-dos and we can see that we have two to-do lists, learning and learn node. What if I just keep pressing enter? Will it add to our to-do list? Let's see that. And we can see that all this to-do list has this data of learn node. Even if it is empty, we can see that data is being added here. Look at this. All of these things are coming as empty, but nobody wants to add this empty name of to-do list. So what we are going to do is press enter and we'll add another condition and we'll say event.target.value is not equal to empty. If it is empty, you should not go ahead. So let's test it. Refresh this app, press enter 10 times, look at variable all to dos and we can see our all to dos are empty, because only if the value is not empty this will happen, otherwise it will not. So we are using this variable 2 times. Let's define it outside. Let value is equal to event.target.value, and here instead of saying, we can just say value and we can use multiple times. So let's remove this console.log, and here what we are doing is we are getting access to event object, we are accessing the property from there. If the value is not empty and you pressed enter, then we'll create an object and we'll push that object inside all to dos. Press it and we'll say learn node and press enter. We'll look at all to do and we can see the value is here. There's another thing also we can do. As soon as this happened, we can remove the previous text, and to remove that we can then say event.target.value is going to be empty. It means that as soon as you add this to do into our to-do list, the text will become empty. Let's test it. And we can see all to-dos here will have the content. So this is working for us. Let's go ahead and create the UI for it. So right now we have a dummy text like this. Remove it. And what I'll do, I'll just copy it from here. So the structure is already created. We need to create this structure using JavaScript now. So I've already copy pasted this structure here, and we are calling this function called create UI. That needs to create li, input, p and span. Input needs to be of type checkbox, so I'll go ahead and say input.type is equal to checkbox, and p has an inner text that will come from here, so we'll say p.inner text will be something like learn DOM. We'll make it dynamic with data just in a while. Let's create the structure first. And last thing is like span.inner text will be equal to cross. So this part is done. Let's just create this structure by putting input p and span into li. So we'll say li.append and we'll say input comma p comma span. Now this is working for us. Let's go ahead and just say return li to check whether the structure is right or not. So we'll call this function called create UI and we'll log this. Refresh this page, we can see the structure looks something like this. Li, then we have input of type checkbox, p and span. So this is what we wanted. Now let's go ahead and look at Now let's go ahead, use our data, that is this array, and create our UI. And we'll go ahead and delete this. Let's move the event listener in the bottom. So here what I need to do is like say, so what are the things that we need to do? In our to-do list, as soon as you go ahead and say learn node and you press enter, what happens? The data gets added to the array and they go ahead and create this UI also. So we are doing the first thing, like as soon as somebody press enter, we are creating the to-do list, adding it to our data, and then we need to create the UI. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call create UI with the data I want to call it with. I'll go ahead and call create UI. For each to-do list, we need to create a structure like this. All to-dos dot for each, I'll get access to one to-do, and for each of the to-do list, I need to do all of this. You'll get access to a data like this where you'll have text and is done. Sorry, we have name and is done. So we'll use those properties, and here instead of just having learn DOM, let's make it dynamic by saying to-do.name. Similarly, whether this checkbox will be selected or not, we can just go ahead and say input.checked. So checked property is what creates the check sign like this here. To-do.is done. Now what we'll do is like for each of this to-do list, we are creating this structure and we just need to append it into our root element. So root is our UL. We have selected it here. Root.append and we'll pass li. Refresh this page and say something like learn DOM. Press enter and we can see we are able to create this list. Let's go ahead and do something again. Learn React. Press enter. And what we can see here is like learn DOM is coming up 2 times. Let's go ahead and add something again. Learn node. Press enter. Now this is coming again. So it is like, okay, learn DOM and learn React, learn DOM, learn React, and learn node. So the reason it is happening in this way is because here what we are doing is looping through all this element and pushing it into our UL. What we need to do is whenever you're pushing it next time, we need to clear the UI in the root element. So we'll say root.innerHTML is equal to empty. The reason we have to do that is because for the first time there will be one to-do list like this. This function will run, there will be one. Now there will be second to-do list. So we'll go ahead and add second one. Now there are 2 to-do lists. So what happens? This function will run again, and for each of them they will go through it and create this list and put it into UL. Let's see if it is working or not. So we'll say learn DOM, press enter, learn node, press enter, and it is working properly for us. So in this way, we are able to complete our first feature, that is adding a to-do list here. The cross and the checkbox is not still working yet. We'll complete those 2 features in the next video.